That time, I hugged a random woman in the grocery store because she smelled like my hospitalized mom. When I was a kid, my mom had a very specific smell. I don't know if it was her shampoo, lotion, or what, but she always smelled the same. I loved it. It was comforting. When I was about 8, my mom was in a horrible car accident. She was in the hospital for months. My dad didn't want me to see her like that, so I wasn't allowed to visit her. I missed her terribly. One day, I was in the grocery store with my dad, and I smelled my mom. I smelled her smell. I looked around and saw a woman who looked just like my mom from behind. I ran to her and hugged her so tight, I started crying. I thought it was my mom. The woman turned around and said, "Oh, sweetheart, I'm not who you think I am." I was so embarrassed. I apologized and ran back to my dad. I told him what happened, and he just hugged me. A few months later, my mom came home. She was in a wheelchair and had a lot of scars, but she was still my mom. I hugged her so tight and told her how much I missed her. She smelled the same. I started crying. I told her about the woman in the store and how I thought it was her. She laughed and said, "Well, I'm glad you didn't hug her too tight. You might have scared her." I laughed and hugged her tighter.